Hey everyone, welcome back to Lighthearted. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Britton. Today's episode is super special because it is our season finale. We are wrapping season 2.
Crazy.
It's insane. So to close things out, we wanted to talk about something that should hit home with everyone. Mm-hmm. We are talking about fear.
Yay! I'm so excited. Can you tell?
All right, so we're not talking like deepest, darkest fears. It's a lighthearted episode today. We're just going to talk about facing fears.
Yeah. Plus, we just went on a trip where we faced some of our own fears. That video will be coming to our YouTube channel next week.
So if you're just listening on the pod, make sure you check out our YouTube channel.
Yeah, for sure. But today, we're going to talk all about fear, the science, the psychology, and why facing fears matters more than we think.
Okay, we thought it would be fun to kick off this episode with an argument, like every good conversation begins, obviously.
We love arguing. It's our favorite thing ever.
So we're going to throw out a fear. We're going to play a little game here. We're going to throw out a fear, some serious, some a little bit ridiculous, and debate whether or not it's worth facing.
Yeah.
All right, so this is no judgment.
This is just for fun. And you can totally put your input in later.
Oh, please. We're going to add these to stories, so make sure you're voting.
Yeah, on Instagram. Go check out our Instagram.
Please, go vote on there. We would love to see what you guys think.
Definitely.
Okay, our first topic of argument, of lively debate, is public speaking.
Okay.
Is it worth doing or not?
No.
Why? Why?
I think
explain.
I'm gonna be so bad at fighting for these, or because
I don't want to. I don't want to do it.
Okay, I think that there are things in life that are worth facing, and things in life for your overall well-being that need to be faced. Public speaking is not one of them.
Why?
Because it's not going to lengthen your life. It's not like healthcare. It's not like. You know what I mean? If you're not that scared of it, then go for it. That's good for you. You can speak to people and give them encouraging words or whatever. But if it's going to make you, throw up, then why would you do it?
Okay, I disagree.
Okay, let's go.
This is what we're going to do. I think that public speaking is good because you learn how to, form opinions quickly, usually, especially if you're having a debate style. Mm-hmm. You form opinions, and then you can articulate your opinions really well. And then you also will be less scared. If you're good at public speaking, you'll be less scared to go to a job interview and speak your mind, or, have a difficult conversation with a partner. I think it primes you to be better in other aspects of your life.
Oh my gosh. No. I see your point, but I feel like there's ways to learn those skills elsewhere. There's other places. You're so no. There's just other ways to learn skills,
All right.
Do you see my point?
I see your point.
It's not going to lengthen your life. Why would I do it?
I love that that's the thing that's let's lengthen your life.
Well, people are scared of the doctor. Okay, there are things that you need to face because it's going to overall.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's you have to go to.
Yeah, public speaking is not one of those things.
So. Okay, I can respect that.
The next one, skydiving.
I think, is anybody surprised? I would like everyone to go skydiving. I think it's good. I think heights are a very natural fear.
Yeah.
Okay, totally agree with that. I think skydiving is one of those 5-second moments where it's okay, I'm gonna do this insane thing, and then at the end I'm gonna feel like I really accomplished something.
I love that for you.
I thought you were going to be wow, I love that point. That's a good point.
No, I love that
for you.
Okay, so here's my thoughts on this.
All right, I'm listening. I'm all ears.
You're not scared of skydiving, or maybe just a little bit scared.
Yeah.
Cool. Go for it. If you're terrified, don't go jump out of a freaking airplane.
Why?
For one, you could die.
You could die.
You could
pass out.
And for 3 seconds of woohoo, I skydive? No. Not worth it. Not worth it.
Okay. I see your point. You could die.
Again, it's not going to lengthen your life. Could shorten it. Not gonna lengthen it.
Could shorten it.
So that's a no from me.
Okay, let's talk swimming in the ocean, though. Skydiving could shorten your life. Swimming in the ocean
Could shorten your life.
could shorten your life. Are you for or against that?
People are gonna think I'm the most boring person on
No, I
planet
love
Earth.
it.
No, I'm not swimming in the ocean.
Why? Sharks.
There's pools, clean water, not full of fish, not full of sharks, not with like, waves that'll pull you out and kill you. Pools. Hey. And you can put them to whatever temperature you want. There's not yucky sand. Why am I going to swim in the ocean when there's a pool?
What about like a lake? Would you swim in a lake?
No.
Really?
I used to. No, never again.
Interesting. Pools.
Lakes are gross for one.
Lakes are kind of gross.
What is in there? I don't want like flesh-eating bacteria.
That's fair. That's fair.
Or like a brain-eating amoeba or whatever it's called. Have you
Yeah.
heard of that? Like,
Yeah.
really? Yeah, no.
That's so scary.
Very unlikely, but I'm not going to risk it. So yet again, ain't going to lengthen your life.
I actually really do see your point with this one. I think the ocean is very like freeing and
It's
peaceful.
pretty. I'll get in it like up to my knees.
Yeah,
I ain't
agree.
swimming in it.
Yeah, I think the older I've gotten, the more scared I've gotten of the ocean.
Like sharks. Have you guys not seen Jaws?
Oh,
Hello.
and even all the like TikTok videos from people's balconies being like, yeah, there's a shark right there
Yeah,
next to
no.
all those people swimming. Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you on this one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. See if
I
you can
see.
change my mind on any of these.
All right, singing karaoke in front of strangers.
No.
Why?
Why so?
Why so? Because it won't shorten your life, Rachel.
Won't lengthen it. Like this one could be fun. So like I'm not completely against this one, I don't think. But like, again, if it's going to make you throw up, why do it?
Would it make you throw up to go up and do karaoke in
No.
front of people?
No.
Okay. I was going to say.
No one
like,
use this against me.
Nobody. I think the only demographic that I am like 1,000,000% okay, like always getting up in front of would be like super drunk people.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to cheer for you and think you're
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like they're going to be like, she is Celine Dion
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
And I love that for me.
For that. I think, yeah. And to get a little bit more on the serious side of this, we've talked a lot about like building up to things. So like if you can build up to it, then that's cool.
So like sing karaoke in your room first.
But that's if singing is something you want to pursue.
No, I think that's just fun.
Or if you want to have fun, I guess.
I think it's just for fun. Karaoke is not a pursuing for life.
No, but I'm just saying,
situation.
like, if it's something like you really are wanting to do for fun, or just
Sure.
like, but like if you're like, this is not gonna make me have that much fun, or I don't really care.
I think it gives you a confidence boost. I think every single time it'll give you a confidence boost.
I think every single time I do it, and then I'd be like, why in the crap did I just do that? That was the worst decision ever.
Okay, we're going to do karaoke.
All right, whatever.
We're doing it.
I am really good at blind karaoke.
You are really good at, does that not give you a confidence boost when you do blind karaoke?
Or when I'm good, like not good at singing, but like good at guessing. All right, the next one. Talking about your feelings.
This is a
I am
hard one.
100% for this.
Why?
Talk about your feelings.
Why?
Because it's good for you.
Like, that's it.
That's it.
It's just good for you.
Because when you get things out into the world, it's just such a relief off of you. You know what I mean? Like it just weighs you down so much.
Yeah,
Also, it could help someone else.
I could see that.
So,
I really agree with that, but just for fun, I'm going to fight against it.
okay, go for it.
I actually really agree with the notion of sharing your feelings. Okay, what if you become a burden to the people around you because you share your feelings, right? Like, what if they're already having a crappy day and then you decide you need to share your feelings?
Yeah.
Like, that's my argument against it.
Okay. Time and place, number 1.
Love that.
Number 2, depending on the person. If it's someone really close to you, even if they're having a crappy day, they would be grateful to carry your burdens with you because that's what friends are for.
I love that. That was the best rebuttal that I've ever heard.
There's that.
Love it. Okay, love it.
Now that we've done that list, I think we should just do a couple of like really serious ones.
I agree.
What do you think is worth facing? What is something that, as we said, will lengthen your life? Anything?
Will lengthen your life?
No, maybe
Or
not lengthen
like-
your life, but maybe
Like, will
better.
improve your life?
it's something you need to face. Like if you have this fear, like you're just going to have to work on it, even if it takes years of therapy.
I think this is such a basic answer. I think getting good at communication.
Ooh.
I think that is a fear that a lot of people have, is like practicing being a good communicator.
Yep.
And so I think that is like a make it or break it. If you cannot figure out how to communicate, you are in for a really tough life.
I agree.
Yeah. So that's my like you have to learn this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's something for you?
I think there's so many things like that. Like I know we were joking around about like skydiving. Like you can skydive or you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like it's like it's whatever. But there are just so many fears in this world that are like, no, you're just gonna have to face it because this ain't gonna be good for you if you don't. So like I think communicating is a really good one. I know I already just pointed out like medical stuff.
Yeah,
like, that's
like you
a big
saying
one.
going to the doctor. I'm
Like people just hate doctors and dentists, and it's just not. I shouldn't say hate, but like
no, they do.
Yeah.
My husband's a dentist, and he said that that's the number one thing people say to him is they say, "I hate you."
Oh, that's nice. See, I would never say that.
And I'm like, oh.
I would never say that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't say, I hate you. Maybe, I hate being here.
Yeah, I'm like, I really don't like being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think those are some that you're just going to have to deal with it.
I agree.
And it sucks. But that's one that you might have to build up to, you know? So don't force it right away, because then that's just going to end with a disaster. So, building up to it.
It's like, go to the doctor with your friend. See that it's not so bad.
Watch medical dramas.
I'm
I'm not lying. I know that sounds crazy, and like they're not accurate. Like I know they're not accurate,
but that's the worst that could happen.
Right? But I think for me, like it made it like somewhat like I'm familiar with these terms they're saying, or like just like some background stuff that goes on, and I'm like, okay. So then when you actually go, it's like, oh, I know what that means, or you know what I mean? Like it just, I don't know.
Yeah. So I agree with what you're saying for sure.
As a teenager, I watched a lot of the Doctor's TV show.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
Yeah.
And like, because there were so many like scared people, and something about watching people face fears.
It builds you up.
I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds bad to like, oh, I love watching this person hysterically sob and have an anxiety attack on live television.
No, but then what did they do after that?
They faced their fear.
Yeah, I agree. So if you face your fear, it like builds up every single person around you.
Yeah.
To face their fear.
You have to be careful, because like videos and TV could, like if you're about to face something, it could make it worse. Done that.
Like you don't know anything about that.
But it just depends on who you are too. I guess you just kind of have to like figure it out. But for me personally, like watching a bunch of stuff and learning stuff just helps my brain.
Yeah. It like processes.
Yeah. It's getting comfortable with the idea before you're actually there.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
So
I think that's so good. All right. So learn how to communicate and go to the doctor. Those are our key takeaways from this episode. All right, let's get into the real stuff. Let's get into the actual episode.
Let's do it.
But that was so fun. Also, like we already said, like be on the lookout, because we're going to post all of those on our Instagram stories so that you can vote and let us know what you think. Feel free to disagree with us too. We love it.
All right, let's get into some brain science. What is fear? Fear comes from the amygdala, which is the part of our brain that scans for danger 24/7. It's kind of like your brain security system.
Yeah, and it's super useful, right? Fear kept our ancestors alive when they were being chased by tigers back in the day, right? So the problem is your amygdala does not know the difference between a job interview and being chased by a bear.
Yeah. Crazy.
Isn't
that so weird?
It's insane. Like you would think that it would catch up by now and be like, oh no, I'm just walking in to talk to my boss real quick.
Yeah.
Not like...
Yeah,
not like red flags everywhere.
I'm literally gonna die.
Yeah. Like I could literally die from this. That's crazy. But that means it's so real in your brain. Like if your brain equates that to being chased by a tiger or a bear.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Real. Yeah.
And so now it gets triggered by things like public speaking, trying something new, or doing anything that feels even the slightest bit risky. Even if it's not dangerous, it's unfamiliar.
Yeah, I think that's just more evidence of why facing your fears is so powerful. Every time you prove to your brain that you are safe, even when you're scared, you're rewiring it to be more resilient for every other time that you're scared.
Yep.
Okay, so let's be real though, okay? Because not every fear is meant to just be like plowed through.
I agree.
Right?
100%.
So sometimes your fear is giving you real and helpful information that you need.
Yep. There's a difference between fear that's keeping you small and a fear that's keeping you safe. The trick is knowing which one's which.
Yeah, I agree. I think some examples of that would be, fear of trying something new is usually worth leaning into. But then fear that something is unsafe, or maybe it's like triggering a past trauma that you have, maybe that's like an indicator to slow down just a little bit, reevaluate.
I agree. Unsafe, like skydiving.
They're certified professionals who jump with you the first time.
I'm just kidding.
They've jumped out of airplanes like lots of times. All right. So how do you know when it's time to kind of just push through it?
Yeah.
Work through your issues and like keep moving forward, or when to pull back a little bit and work on it?
Yeah. Fear isn't just a stop sign, it's a signal. The question is, what is it signaling? Is it saying this is new and hard, but it's important? Or is it saying this is way too much for me right now?
I think we've compiled a few of our favorite questions to ask ourselves so that we can kind of tell the difference. I think, we can talk about it all day, but at the end of the day, you know your body better than anybody does.
For sure.
So like if you're struggling with it, like take a minute just to evaluate. Yeah. One of my top questions is this fear stretching me or shutting me down?
Yeah.
So stretching, that's the stretch zone that we talked about in another episode. Stretching feels uncomfortable, but it's energizing, right? So it's like nerves before a big moment.
Yep.
I remember, this is way too much information about my body, okay? But I used to run track, and before every race, I would get like the nervous peas where it was like I am lined up, ready to start the race. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like right now. But it's like, I was just nervous and it was a big moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shutting down is so different. It feels like dread. It feels like panic. It feels like you are dissociating. You don't want to be in your body. That's different.
Yeah.
So if it makes you shake a little, I think it's okay to lean in. If it makes you shut down completely, I think that's when it's time to take a beat and reevaluate.
I agree. I think another great question to ask yourself is, do I feel fear and a little curiosity, or do I just feel fear and dread? Curiosity means your brain is still open to learning. Dread usually means your nervous system is way overwhelmed. So you can be nervous and curious at the same time, but if there's no curiosity left, it might be time to pause.
I really like that distinction. Yeah, it's like, am I still open to learning?
Right.
That's cool. I like that. I think another one for me is, will I be proud of myself after, or will I just be happy it's done?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's a hard one. So growth-based fear usually leads to maybe some pride or some clarity after, where you're like, dang, I did that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Right? Trauma-based fear might leave you feeling like regret that you did it, or shameful, or insert any level of emotion there.
Yeah.
So if you know that facing this fear leads to empowerment, not just survival, that's usually your green light, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
That goes here.
Yeah.
So we're talking about all these like fun fears, and then we're talking about serious ones a little bit. So when we talk about like, am I just glad that it's over, or am I proud of myself? And when we're talking about like, am I feeling dread or curious? I think does it depend on the fear a little bit?
Maybe.
Because like I'm thinking in general, like, am I feeling curious about, we're just already using this example a million times, skydiving?
Yeah.
Or am I feeling dread? Well, then obviously don't go skydiving.
Yeah.
But like, you have a dentist appointment, you're probably going to be feeling dread about that if you hate it. And
yeah,
you're probably going to be glad it's over when it's over.
That is
But that
true.
doesn't mean you shouldn't do it.
Yeah. I think kind of what you were talking about earlier, where it's like, okay, if this extends your life, right? Like,
yeah,
like there are going to be some things that you just have to do. Like,
yeah.
do I hate washing my hair. I hate it. if I didn't wash my hair, guess what? All my hair would probably fall out, right? So it's like, I dread it. I hate getting in the shower. I hate washing my body. I hate washing my hair. But like, I have to do it because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, typically when I'm done with that, I'm relieved that I'm done with that because I hate it.
Yeah. I think there's things that it's okay to dread.
Totally.
Do and be
But
glad
you still
it's
have
over.
to do it.
You just still have to do it because that's part of being a human being.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for the most part though, like other than health related things,
yeah,
like if you're dreading something, like you don't have to do that thing.
You don't have to do it.
Yeah, like you have to go to the dentist. You have to go see a doctor.
And even if you're dreading it, I think it's okay to push things off a little bit. Like if you're
like you were like crying.
I was going to say I'm not like that extreme.
Yeah.
But like I know that there are people that are. So like maybe, go to therapy. Like if you're that bad, go to therapy, get some counseling, figure out what steps and coping mechanisms you can use to be able to go on and face those fears. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but just a few tools to help you. Like, like for me, like, I'm anxious. I'm not like throwing up, hysterically sobbing, like losing my ever loving mind, and I know that there are people that sadly are in certain scenarios like that. And that's so sad. Yeah. But that's usually because of trauma too. So
I agree.
You work on that.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah, it's like get the help that you need because like there are some health things that you just have to. Yeah. Like it's part of being a human. You have to do it.
Do the best you can, find coping mechanisms and just do it.
Yeah. You know what's kind of fun? This is so random. I'm so sorry. Not like going to the doctor and stuff, but a lot of other things have been totally gamified. Right. So like my son has a toothbrushing app where he brushes his teeth and it like attacks all the little germy bugs in his mouth. And like, so I would say to like look for a way to almost gamify taking care of the things that you have to take care of.
I like it.
So it's like, okay, if I go to the dentist, then I get 400 points so that I can go get a milkshake from McDonald's. I don't know.
It's so hard when it's so hard when you're an adult and you are in charge.
Yes, it is. Because you can say no. You can cancel your appointment.
I know that. Like literally, I was like, okay, I'm the adult. I'm in charge, which I like because it gives me the freedom to choose it and then feel more empowered because I chose it. Yeah. But then also, I have all authority to call and cancel that appointment. You know what I mean? And so even if I gamify it or I like, oh, well, if I do this, then I get this. Or if I do this, I'll let myself have this. But then at the end of the day, you're the adult. Like you can be like, well, I'll just still have that and cancel the appointment.
You know what, though? You negatively gamified yours last time. And I thought it was super smart. Yeah. Because you love the chiropractor.
I do love the chiropractor.
And she came in and she said, I don't want to go to my dentist appointment, but I told myself that if I cancel my dentist appointment, then I have to cancel my chiropractor appointment too.
Sure did.
And that was enough for you to be like, okay, I'm just going to go so I can go to my chiropractor appointment.
And then I told people. That way they knew that was my plan. Yeah, that way if I canceled, then I was like, kind of.
Like we're like, oh, well, did you cancel your chiropractor appointment too? Yeah. So I think if you can find a way to work with your brain in a way that's going to help you function as a human being.
I agree.
I think all of this is kind of to say like you don't win a medal for white knuckling through panic. No. Okay. Like you just don't. Like no one's going to congratulate you for just being like, I suffered through. I did like. Courage isn't about ignoring fear. It's about listening to it and then asking, what are you trying to tell me right now? Yeah. Like body, what do you need? Tell me what you need. Yeah.
And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is say, I'm not ready for this yet. Mm-hmm. And that is totally okay. Growth does not expire. You can face it when you are really ready.
I agree. Yeah, I love that. So can you think of a time when you pushed through a fear and you were glad that you did?
Oh my goodness. So many.
That's so good.
So many.
That's so good.
Oh my gosh. I have a lot of options. I feel like I have a really hard time pushing through fear. Or at least I used to. I'm doing better. But that's because there's evidence of me pushing through and it being successful now. And so like it's such a good feeling.
You've had like a year of just pushing through everything. And I think that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. I think, okay, I'm going to go back a little bit. So I know I've talked about switching churches a lot on here, but this is a little bit different, but it goes along with it. So a few years ago, I decided to be a counselor at a local youth camp, youth church camp that I used to be at when I was a kid. So it was like really fun. But I was terrified. Okay. I was just having a really hard time that year with just church stuff in general, God stuff in general. And then just to get real, I had some like people that like it just made me anxious. Loved them. Made me really anxious. And so the idea of actually doing it was just really scary. But I also wanted to do it so bad. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'll be fine. And I'm the adult. If I hate it on day one, I'll leave. Like, I know I'm committing to it, but like, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So I decided to go. And oh my gosh, the stress that I felt driving to this camp to set up, I was so anxious I could have thrown up. And I remember saying a little prayer on the way there, just to not be anxious about certain things. And I showed up and like, it was just all gone. Like, it was all gone. And and that was a God thing. Like, obviously God took that anxiety from me, but like, if I wouldn't have pushed through the initial.
How many times could you have turned around?
So many.
Yeah.
So like months leading up to it.
Yeah.
Day of, like, just so much. And I pushed through it, and then the anxiety was taken from me. And that has just completely changed. I mean, it's changed my life completely from then on out, because like I switched churches after that, and I regained a relationship with someone super important to me, you know? And so.
No, it sounds like that was a really big turning point for you in your life.
100%.
And you needed it.
I think that was one of the first bits of like being an adult and like choosing the scary thing anyway. And that was just so empowering. And then so many things after that, but
yeah. I do love seeing how often like the domino effect comes into place, where it's like, man, I just made this one single decision. But like, I think every one decision, it's like technically like 10,000 little decisions.
I agree.
Where you're like, I'm not going to turn around, not going to turn around, not going to turn around. Now I'm going to pray about it. Like that was a bunch of decisions that you made leading up to it that turned into lots of other good
and
things.
that doesn't mean that like there wasn't fear after. Like the certain anxiety that I was feeling in that moment was taken from me, but then there was decisions after that I had to make that were really stressful.
Did you feel more equipped to handle those decisions?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was still fear involved, but it was like, no, but like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because I can push through. God's got my back. It's all okay.
I really love that. That's so cool.
I think sometimes we want the fear to be gone and things, and we like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But sometimes God's waiting for you to push through that initial fear. Because that's what's going to strengthen you.
Yeah. Which I think is why it's so important to learn how fear sits in your body.
Because
if it's a green light fear or a red light fear, like you need to know which is which. So what does fear feel like in your body? How do you know when it's time to run away and when it's time to just lean in?
That's such a hard question. Again, like it's just like it's your body. So I feel like you just kind of know a little bit. I think if I'm going to throw up, if I throw up, that's my like, okay, we need to take a beat. Like just, even if I still need to face it or whatever, just like take a minute.
Like this is a lot right now.
Take a minute. It's
yeah.
Okay. I think for me, it's if I shut down. We talked about that. Like just full on, like I cannot function as a human being right now with this. So like I need some more time. Like I'm just not ready for that. And that's okay. Like, that's okay. And yeah, there's definitely like, okay, like the butterflies, the goosebumps, the shaking, the sweating, the, you know, whatever, the shaky voice, like all of those things I'm comfortable pushing through.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't say comfortable pushing through. It's not fun, but
you do it.
But I know that like, this is a line that like I can push through these. Like,
but it's because you've practiced pushing through them. So you know you're going to be okay.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah. So what are some of your go-to coping mechanisms for when it's time to face a fear? So when it's one you need to lean into and get past it. Yeah. So this isn't like throwing up, I need to take a break.
Coping mechanism.
When you have to do it, what do you do?
So like I said earlier, like depending on what the fear is I'm facing, I try and like learn about it a little bit more, whether that's YouTube videos or TV or like that just helps my brain, makes me feel better.
I think that's so good because there's no surprises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it depends on what it is. Like if you're getting surgery and you're terrified, maybe don't like watch a live surgery. Like that's not what I'm recommending, but like maybe watch a video of someone like explaining, here's what I did before I had surgery. Here's what I did after I had surgery.
Here's
this
my
is what
healing process.
This is what I did for recovery, things like that. And then just like leaning into things that I really love, because that's actually where I find out if the fear is too much for me. So like, I know you guys are expecting it. I listen to Kane music. Okay, it does work.
When I take her to the dentist, we listen to Kane music in the car.
That was the first time we did that.
It worked.
Yeah.
It worked so well.
I was
zen.
honestly so surprised at how well it worked.
Well, because I remembered last time you were like, I was freaking out and I got in the car and all of a sudden I was fine because I started listening to Kane music, so it was fine.
Yeah.
That's why I did that this time.
Good
and
job.
It was like, she's just in the passenger seat, like
Living my life.
just chilling, having a good time.
So yeah, finding those things, like whether it's Kane music, whether it's whatever kind of music you like, whether that's playing your favorite little game on your phone,
yeah,
watching your favorite YouTuber, reading a book, like whatever.
Listening to LightHearted,
whatever, like just, like you enjoy doing when you're in a great mood, whatever you enjoy doing when you're sad, whatever you enjoy doing when you're stressed and scared, like, yeah, just finding those things. So like, yeah, Kane music. And then just like coping mechanisms that like Laura taught us. Like I use those too. But I think that's a really good way to find out if you're ready to face the fear. Because if you start using those things and they are not working.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh crap. Okay, maybe I'm not ready for this. Like, and for instance, like if it's something you don't have to do, don't do it.
Yeah.
The dentist appointment, if the Kane music didn't work, I still would have went to the dentist appointment.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'll live. I wasn't throwing up, so
like, it's fine.
That's fine. But
I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think super important, you may be thinking of your list right now. Think about it, of things that you would use in these moments. Write them down. You may think, I know these things. This is me. I love these things. I'll remember. No, you won't. When you are losing your ever-loving mind, you'll have no idea what you like. Mm-hmm. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, because you go into like full survival mode. You are not paying attention to any of that.
You're like, what's water? I don't know. What do I do? What? Write a list on your phone, somewhere easy to get to. Mm-hmm. So if you're panicking, you can read them and go, okay, so I can do this.
Like,
this
these are my 5 options.
Yep. Try them. Do them.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's so smart.
Write them down.
Have it accessible.
I also have some videos saved, like in my phone, in an album, so they're not hard to find. Videos or quotes that are really calming to me.
I love that.
Like whether that's like someone doing a little poetry, whatever, whatever the heck.
Yeah.
Like don't save it in TikTok where you have to scroll forever. Mm-hmm. Save it in an album on your phone, easy to get to. And then there you go. You're good to go. So
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That's so good. Okay, let's talk about real fear versus irrational fear.
Okay.
Which, like, I think if it's a fear to you, it counts as a real fear. But some of them are just kind of, like, they're not logical, which most fear is not logical anyway.
Right.
But
Ooh, I want to learn about this, though, because I don't have a lot of education on this. So, do you? Do you know much?
No.
Okay. So, like, spiders?
I think there's some logic to that. Like, because it's like, okay, spiders could kill you. Heights could kill you. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm like, there's like a biological need for safety. And so anytime you see things that would make you unsafe, like it makes sense to be
That's valid.
a little scared of that. Yeah. But being to the point of like, I can't be in the same room as a spider or I'll cry. Like that's kind of illogical.
Yeah.
Like, is the spider going to hunt you down? I mean,
probably not.
It's never happened to me, but maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So I think, like trying to think logically before you get super worked up. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that makes sense. Where it's like before you're like, I'm alone in a room with a spider. Like you can be like, okay, the spider's 15 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Unless it goes missing. Yeah. Then, I'm good.
Yeah. Maybe like write down what you think you're scared of, like fears.
Yeah.
And then walk through them when you're not scared, when you're not face to face with it. Like, okay, so I'm scared of spiders.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
How is this affecting me? If I were in a room with a spider, what am I going to do? Yeah, I think that's a good thing rather than waiting till you're in the moment and you just
and you're like,
panic.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like when you're super calm, just chilling on the couch, like think about your fears Yeah. And I think that's a good way to kind of be like, okay, this is the illogical part of my fear.
Yep.
Right? Like no one's going to like take you up into an airplane and push you out without your permission. Right? Like,
Right.
So here's the illogical part of my fear.
Yep.
Here's the logical part of my fear.
Yeah.
So if I jump out of an airplane, I could die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I think that's smart. All right. So whether it's, fear of rejection or the fear of snakes, the point isn't whether or not it makes a lot of sense. It's just what you're going to do, how you're going to respond to it when that fear comes up.
Yeah. All right. Now I think we should talk about why facing fears is worth it. When you face a fear, it's giving yourself proof that you are stronger than you thought, that you can survive things that you once saw as completely impossible.
Yeah, and every time you do something brave, even something tiny, you create momentum. So you teach yourself that I can handle this, I can do this. And because we love science, we have some science-backed benefits of facing your fears.
Love.
We love when like science can back up the things that we're saying.
Yeah.
All right, so thing number 1, it increases your dopamine. That is your brain's reward chemical, if you remember. Number 2 is it builds resilience and confidence. Okay, it keeps you coming back. You can do it. Number 3 is it actually reduces your anxiety in the long term.
Really?
How cool is that, Rachel?
So cool.
I think that's why I'm like less afraid of things now.
Yeah.
Because I like have faced so many fears coming up to this point. So I'm like, I mean, sure, I could probably do that.
I also have thought recently, just like when I'm up against something that makes me anxious or scared, even if it's not that big, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't do it. Is this really going to impact me? And then I come out of it and I'm like, did that really, like, did I learn anything? But you got to think, you're probably, don't let this freak you out, but you're probably building up to something that you're going to have to do that's really big and really scary. And because you've already like faced all these small things, you're able to do it without losing your
dang mind. Like,
losing your ever-loving mind.
No, I agree. Where it's like, oh, I picked up this little skill from this weird thing that I did, and I picked up this skill from this weird thing that I did.
I used this coping mechanism for this, and I did this for that. And like, yeah, It just is like when you get to the big thing, it's like, okay, this is still terrifying. But I've done this, this, and this, and I know that I can use these coping mechanisms, and I know how this works, and I've got this.
100%. Yes, so, I agree. I think most of the things that we do lead us to something bigger.
100%.
And sometimes they don't. Like sometimes it's just like a little one-off skill that you learn or a coping mechanism you learn. But I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
All right. The last one is that it helps you grow way faster than staying comfortable ever will. So if you are just comfortable in your life all the time, like, I'm sorry, like you're stagnant. You're not doing anything. Like if your life is super comfy, it's time to learn a new skill. It's time to do something new.
And when you don't face fear, it often grows in the background. Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah. Because your brain just has time to think about it and be more scared. So if you face it, then your brain's like, check, we did it. And then it's done.
Imagine you didn't face all the little fears and they just built up. No thanks.
No.
I could not imagine being scared of all those things at once. No, thank you. Don't think so. Not for me.
No.
Okay, so let's wrap up with talking about how to face our fears with grace. Not by bulldozing through, but by being intentional. I think the first tip is to name it out loud. Fear thrives in silence, so speak it.
Yeah, I love that one. The second tip is to break it down, right? You don't have to leap. You don't have to jump like both feet in all of a sudden. Like you can take small steps in. I think it's okay to break down your fears.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
All right, the next one, and this is so helpful for everyone, including myself. Bring someone with you. Fear feels lighter when it's shared.
I agree with that.
Even if it's small and dainty and doesn't feel that significant. Like just, yeah. Maybe don't bring someone that's like terrified of the same thing.
I agree. Yeah.
Because that...
I even think about like from a parenting perspective where it's like, okay, even if I'm terrified to do something, but my kid's right there, like guess who's not scared anymore?
Oh, yeah.
This person right here, right? Like I'm gonna be strong because there's somebody else there with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
Very
that
true.
happens a lot, like mentally, where you're like, but my friend's here with me, so I'm going to be brave. All right. Number 4 is we're calling it breathe, move, feel. So let fear pass through you instead of just trying to shut it down.
Yeah.
So take a deep breath, move around a little bit, and then feel it. Feel your fear. See kind of where it is in your body. Let it pass through you instead of being like, nope, fear doesn't exist. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Like,
That's one
feel
thing
it.
that I had to learn. Because
Yeah.
I was just like, wait, no, I'm scared. I shouldn't be scared. Stop being scared. And then
Like,
you're
it's
upset.
dumb that I'm scared.
And then you're upset.
Yeah.
Laura talked about that a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just like, when you're in yellow, like, don't try and rush back to green. Mm-mm. Like, it's okay. Just sit in yellow.
Sit with yellow.
It's fine.
Yeah. And it is. It just feels like it's not fine.
100%.
Yeah.
But it'll be okay.
Yeah. I love that.
All right. Number 5. And we talk about this so much.
Because it's so important. It's so important.
And it is to celebrate every tiny win. Bravery is a muscle and you are building it.
Yeah.
So celebrate every step, every milestone. It's okay. Like, maybe you made an appointment. Maybe you canceled it. You made the appointment.
Yeah.
Like, it's
You
not,
should be proud of yourself. You made the call.
like, that was scary. You did that. Like, did you cancel? Yeah, that's okay. Don't do that next time. But you made the appointment.
yeah. Like, it's okay to be proud of that.
Yeah.
I agree.
Before we end, we thought it would be fun to just share some like funny fears, and maybe we'll do some like more normal ones too. This is not to make fun of anyone that may have these. Like, they're real. They're real phobias for
Totally
a
real.
reason. But
Yeah.
we just wanted to read some off just because it's so interesting. The human body and brain is just interesting. So,
Let's talk about omphilophobia.
oh,
Do you know what that one is?
not a clue.
That one is the fear of belly buttons because they're so scary.
Oh,
I don't love belly buttons. I'm going to be honest.
they are a little bit weird.
They're a
but,
little
like,
weird. Yeah.
Comment below if you have that.
If you have that, we would love to know more about that. I like this one, spectrophobia.
Spectrophobia. What does that mean?
That one says fear of mirrors.
Oh, is that
I
like?
thought spectra would be ghost, but it's not. It's mirrors.
Does that mean like you're ugly and you're scared to look at yourself?
I kind of want to look?
Or just like
I think it's
creepy,
just
the
like
idea of a mirror.
The idea of a mirror, which sometimes if you think too hard about it, I don't like the
if I
idea of
stare at
mirrors.
myself for too long and think about it, yeah, it creeps me out.
I saw a TikTok video where she was just like, think about it. We actually weren't supposed to see ourselves in mirrors. We were supposed to like catch glimpses of ourselves in like pond water. And I was like, yeah. Euphobia.
Euphobia. Is that like? I have no idea.
That is fear of hearing good news.
What?
Who has that? Is it because you're also afraid that there's bad news? Because there's always like, do you want the good news or the bad news?
Who is scared of good news?
I don't know. Dipnophobia.
Okay. Fear of diapers.
No, but that's a good one. I have a fear of that. This is fear of dinner conversations.
I mean, depending on who I'm having dinner with, I could be scared.
I agree. You just never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Chromophobia.
Google Chrome.
Yeah. It's fear of Google. And it's fear of colors.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nomophobia.
Gnomes.
No, but that should be a thing. That should be on here because gnomes are so scary. Yeah. This is the fear of being without your phone.
Are you serious?
Without your cell phone.
I feel like I may have that. Not like
I just need to be with my phone right now.
maybe not like a full phobia. I definitely had a time where I did. But
Yeah.
that's because I was struggling mentally and that was my escape.
Totally.
So
So if that's your
the
escape, you might
idea
have
of not
it.
having it in earbuds made me panic because I need it. Because if I get anxious, like that's what I run to.
Yeah.
So like I get that. But
I wonder
like,
if there's like losing your earbud phobia.
I don't know.
All right.
I had a panic attack once because I couldn't find my earbuds.
Okay, we're going to end with this one. Phobophobia.
Is that a fear of having a phobia?
This is a fear of phobias.
I have that for sure.
Just fear of being afraid of things.
That's so real though.
I love it.
Okay, Britton, I have one question for you before we end this episode.
I'm so scared. What?
What phobia do you have?
I don't,
Like if you had,
I don't know.
If you have one, like what do you think you have? No idea.
I mean, without getting like deep and dark and scary.
I mean, you can go as deep as you want.
Okay, I think being buried alive would just wreck me.
Oh.
Like you see that in like Fear Factor and stuff where they're like, we're going to put you in a coffin for 20 minutes. And if you like, that scares me. That would like amp me up.
So you know how I said
hard.
Watch TV to face fears?
Don't do that.
Don't watch
Don't
Fear
do that
Factor.
One. Don't watch Fear Factor.
That made me almost vomit once.
Yeah. Their stuff's so scary.
I heard once that like watching like needles, if you're scared of needles, is good.
Yeah. Then you pass out in your room.
No, but I was like, okay. So I was like, let's see how squeamish I am. And
that was a really bad idea.
I was like literally 12.
Oh.
And it was Fear Factor. And this girl,
no,
kid you not,
no,
they like strapped her arm down and then pierced her arm.
Oh no.
With like, and then the needle gauges just got bigger.
Why? No. Oh no.
I could not. I watched like 2 seconds and I was like, this is torture.
Okay, like I'm not even scared of needles, and that to me, I'm like that makes me feel icky. I don't like that.
I don't love it.
I don't like that at all.
No, that's horrible. Don't watch that shit.
Okay, well, don't strap me down and put a bunch of needles in my arm.
No.
Each gauge bigger than the next. I
think that freaks me out. Like,
I hate that.
Like that.
Yeah,
that's not cool. So
no,
like, I don't recommend that.
No,
but yeah. So
yeah, I think as far as like phobias that I have,
like you're not scared of spiders or snakes or
no
tiny holes.
Like okay, circumstances matter, right? So I'm like, if I like went and there was like a camel spider in the corner of my bedroom who's gonna attack me and is as big as I am, like I'm scared of that spider.
Yeah,
right. Like,
but overall,
I have a really tough time pinning down something.
Are you like claustrophobic?
I mean, I don't love it, but I'm good at staying calm.
Okay, I think I'd hyperventilate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
I'm definitely more fight than flight or freeze.
Yeah, you are.
You know, and so if it was like, okay, you're trapped, like I'm gonna try to find a way out. Like, so I don't know. Like, I think I would like stay calm, but like I would hate it the whole time. And I'd be like, hello? Like, is there any way for me to get out of here? Yeah.
Makes sense.
I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
So we're going to go on our fear trip. By the time you've seen this, we have gone on our fear trip and it'll be available.
As we are filming this episode, we have no idea what's happening.
Yeah. Should we give some details real quick before we close?
We should, because next week the video comes out.
Yeah. All right. Little teaser here. My husband and then her best friend / sister-in-law, they have planned our demise. They've teamed up to make us cry, and they have planned we're calling it our fear trip, where they are sending us to an unknown location for an unknown amount of time.
For an unknown event.
And they are giving us 10 minutes respectively to pack. And that's it. So like literally they're going to come up to us and say, okay, it's time to go pack now. And then they're sending us somewhere and we have no idea. So
yeah, as we're filming this, we have no clue. It's making me so
she
happy.
has like goosebumps all over her body.
Listen, okay, so the reason we're doing this, you guys, is because we wanted to do something facing fears, but we obviously don't want to like traumatize or kill ourselves.
Yeah, we don't want to like get buried alive just for fun.
Right.
Like,
we're not doing that kind of stuff.
We're not doing that.
But what we realized is, well, for one, Rachel's scared of a lot of things. And Britton isn't. She doesn't have a ton of fears, which is awesome. That's great for her.
But one thing I hate.
But one thing she hates is the unknown and not knowing what's happening. And same. And also the idea of packing quickly. I know that sounds stupid, but I have had nightmares before that my mom told me I was going to Disney World and I had 1 hour to pack and I freaked out.
That's so much time.
I know. And I freaked out. So
I don't like not knowing. Like, I don't like feeling lost. Okay, so that's one of my my fears in life is like feeling lost. And so we will have no idea where we're going.
No clue.
It'll just be typed into the GPS and we'll just follow it. We have no idea what to pack for it.
Yeah.
We have no idea like what the circumstances are going to be. We don't know where we're staying. We have had no part in any of this. So we're freaking out a little bit, but we're doing it for the fear episode.
We're doing it for you guys.
We're doing
for
it for
content.
you.
Yay, you.
So please watch it.
Maybe it won't be that scary.
We'll see. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us. Go check out our YouTube video next week.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us today and this entire season on Lighthearted. We have been so grateful to have you guys here. And don't forget to tune in because we are going to be having season 3 so soon. And we have so many exciting things planned. So we are so excited. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. It really helps us reach more people who need a little more light in their lives.
Yeah. Also, make sure you are following us over on Instagram at LightHeartedPod. It'll help you stay up to date with our episodes, like when season 3 is coming. And then you'll see some fun behind the scenes content while we're prepping everything this summer. You can also join us on our own TikTok accounts as well as the Lighthearted TikTok account. All of those things that we've talked about will be linked below.
Yep.
Stay lighthearted.
This podcast was recorded on Buzzsprout in West Virginia. And that's a wrap on season 2.
Oh my gosh.
Rachel and Britton.
Space out.